$12.50 a tick. So each point's $50. It's kind of the same price as 6E and ES, E-mini S&P. But when it trends, what I wanted to show here is a couple of trades you could have taken without a whole lot of effort. That any one of them would have made you some decent coin. Here, for instance, on the left, you can see pretty much kind of what we show and teach in the webinars is you want to look at your pre-market support and resistance levels, which were pretty well defined in this little range here to the left. And you can see that you broke down right around shortly after 6 o'clock Pacific. You had this short that's set up here, nice pop. This may not look like much, but you drop from about this 42 area down here to 32. This quick little pop here was about $500. It's a 10.40 tick drop. Boom. And then you had a nice little yellow bar probe to the downside, pull right back up to resistance, and rolled over, and you got a second short trade. And then broke this downtrend line right just before 7 o'clock. And you pulled back. Now these we show this. If you haven't watched this in some of the recorded webinars, you're going to want to take a look at this. This is what we call the first probe retracement after a trend change. So here we have, clearly the direction is down. Market breaks up through the trend line, comes up to this 40 area, 39.40 area. Remember we were talking about that? I don't know if you remember hearing that number. And we were saying, watch that 39 area, strong resistance. That's what we were talking about. Right up in here. See it? The swing right here. So what I'm trying to show is that even if you didn't buy the pullback into support here, this little pullback here, you had a nice entry when it broke out from that resistance level. Could have had a buy order right there. That's where I got in, right in here. You had a little pop up, and then you could have either trailed this. This could have been one continuous trade up here, because you see it really never broke the stop dots until you got all the way up here. So this was just an incredible run. In fact, I think about halfway up is when Gary put this chart up in the room. Somewhere, I think it was up in here somewhere, when it was running very nicely. Each leg, just to let you know, each one of these legs is 8-10 points. You're looking at $400 to $500 each leg of this. That's one contract. Just beautiful trend run. And then, and I think we observed this retracement right here, right as it pulled back into this 56.25 support. So you got one more punch up at the end here. Just a little pullback right here. This was kind of the final probe on that leg. And then, just like any market, after a nice run, let's go see what it's doing right now. All right, see, you're getting these little pockets of consolidation. So that's the thing with some of these commodities. It's like anything else. Once you get a nice trend run and you get over here, you start to get consolidation now at these upper levels. So you don't want to be chasing it around over here now. Those trades are some beautiful, nice little runs. If you haven't traded this before, like I said, you want to just take a ZS chart, tuck it in the corner maybe, keep an eye on it, do a little sim trading on it until you get comfortable with it. But it could be a good alternative. If the equities are chopping around and you're just not seeing anything, you chase an equity trade or two and you get stopped out, and you're looking for something that's moving. Sometimes the beans and the grains will be moving, commodities will be moving when the equities aren't. Let me bring the natural gas NG chart down. This also had a couple of really nice moves. And I'll show you why you want to bank the coin when you get about 25 ticks on NG. Let me show you. Bring the natural gas chart over. You should see NG right now. Here was that little breakup at 6 o'clock I was telling you about. Just like any market, you had a little consolidated range over here before 6. Just kind of going sideways here. Pulls down into a nice support level here. Holds it. Then powers right up through the resistance level right up in here, breaking out. Now, here's another thing we show all the time. I think everybody sees the nice breakout trade here, but here's another thing that happens quite often when you get a break of a resistance area. if you don't take the break, and sometimes it just runs and doesn't look back, but more times than not, you're going to get some kind of pullback like this. Look how it comes right back to the support area. So what I'm trying to say is if you didn't get this, if you didn't get that, or you didn't buy this yellow probe back into support, you had another chance to get in right here. See how it pulls back and just checks that support level. It does that a lot, these markets. And then you get some nice follow-through break up to the upside. Now this is $10 a tick. So each little pop, each one of these little pop legs for about 20, 25 ticks would be about $2.50. So you don't quite get, you're not quite getting the runs that you got on the beans, but you get nice moves. You just have to trade it like the way we teach, like the way you see it. And then you can see over here, notice how over here it could not get back to the highs, and you had a little consolidation area kind of right in here. See how this didn't get back and check that swing high up there? It just kind of stalled out for a little bit, kind of right in here, just going sideways around this pivot, right in this box. And then what I like to watch is that here you come down and you take out the support level, you go down. This is more or less telling you that the trend is changing. And we had a couple of good webinars over the past week or two that I'm going to show you in a minute that you might want to watch if you're still kind of working on seeing these kind of trend change deals. But then you get a beautiful textbook yellow bar probe up to resistance here, and you roll over and this nice leg just pops you right down real quick. And if you miss that one, and this is what I'm saying about natural gas. I've been watching this a lot recently, and that's what you get. You'll get these little pop legs, 20, 25, 26 ticks, and then they'll do a nice retracement, right here. Here's another yellow bar probe right here, right back up to resistance. Rolls over very nicely at the pivot, and then boom, there's your next leg down. Now I'm usually done trading these to around 8:30. So I think there was a question earlier, when do you want to trade these? This is kind of the sweet spot of when I've noticed that you get a lot of good volatility in these markets right here. 6 till about 8:30. The spreads are tight, the liquidity's good, you get some good volatility. And let's go see what NG's doing right now. Oh, here we go. Okay. So yeah, it's basically consolidating down here at this lower level. Now, one thing you got to be aware of if you're going to trade natural gas is they do have an inventory report at 7:30 on unless there's a holiday on Thursdays. So it's a lot like the effect you get on crude oil on Wednesdays at 7:30 when you get that inventory report. You tend to get a shotgun effect. So just a heads up, on Thursdays at 7:30, if you're in a trade, make sure you got a good stop in there, okay? Because you get a massive shotgunning. Yeah, so be careful. Be careful on, and then trade it accordingly after the report comes out. So that's the two. That's some two potential new friendies for you there. NG, natural gas. It's the October contract right now, and ZS, soybean contract. If your equities are chopping, pull up a couple new friendies, make some new friends. So that's what I had to show here, Gary. We're at a little bit after 8:30. We want to go ahead and do a wrap?
Oh yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay.
We don't have a webinar tonight.
Any questions?